How many butterflies have to flap their wings in order for the kingdom of heaven to come to the earth? Hi, this is Barry Phillips with 10-Minute Torah, day number 1, a Torah portion Eikev. The word Eikev meaning because, a result of, or in some instances, a reward due to, or because of. So we began in chapter number 7 of the book of Deuteronomy, Devarim, and verse number 12. And it says, "And it shall be because, Eikev, you hear these right rulings and shall guard and do them, that Yahweh, your Elohim, shall guard you with the covenant and the loving commitment which he swore to your fathers." Cause and effect is the idea that we look at today. The cause and effect. Every action has a reaction and a consequence. The New Age version of this says, every human thought, word, and deed is a cause that sets off a wave of energy throughout the universe, which in turn creates the effect, whether it's desirable or undesirable. So many years ago, an MIT professor started an investigation into chaos, into world change, and came up with the understanding somehow that proverbially a butterfly could flap its wings in Brazil and create a disastrous weather pattern through an ongoing series of change upon change events until this disaster struck somewhere else in the earth. Well, the Torah does speak of cause and effect, maybe not because of butterflies flapping their wings, but rather because of the principles that Yah has established, and the cause and the effect take place within certain prescribed boundaries. Yah is all about boundaries. And so he shows in Bereshit chapter 1 that when the cause of Yah decreeing and announcing his will by his word, the cause, then the world begins to take shape according to design, the effect. So Yah uses the cause of declaring, "Let light be." And the effect, light came into existence, or at least as we would understand, light was manifested. If we go a little bit more into the practicality of the physical realm, we would see that fruit is designed to have a seed within it that replicates itself. So if you use the cause of planting the seed, the effect is that you will reap fruit from that seed. Cause and effect. Now, let's go over to the book of Galatians, chapter number 6, and read what Rav Shaul said concerning this. Let's begin reading with verse number 7. "Do not be led astray. Elohim is not mocked, for whatever a man sows, cause, that shall he also reap, effect. Because he who sows to his own flesh shall reap corruption from the flesh, but he who sows to the Spirit shall reap everlasting life from the Spirit." Now, it's defined a little bit more. Unrighteous cause brings about an unrighteous effect. A righteous cause of sowing to the Spirit brings about a righteous effect. Continuing, "And let us not lose heart in doing good, for in due season we shall reap if we do not grow weary." Another principle. Just because we sow good seed doesn't mean that we're going to immediately reap good fruit. It would seem then that there is a germination period, and depends upon the time sown and the type of fruit or seed that is sown. I have seen where a good seed planted would take generations to come up. Now, that may not be encouraging to you. Maybe you're looking for that which you planted yesterday to manifest a blessing or an increase or some fruit bearing today or tomorrow. It may take a while. Continuing further. So then, as we have occasion, let us do good to all, especially those who are of the household of belief. The ground that you sow in is important. Again, we're talking about cause and effect. That which we do that is of a cause and good ground at the right time in good season, prayed over, nourished, asking Yah for rain and increase, and its continuing season, it will produce fruits. Now, Yeshua said that there were those that asked the question, what are these weeds doing growing up here? Did we not sow good seed? We put in a righteous cause. How is it that we're receiving unrighteous results or effect in weeds, the darnel they're describing? And Yeshua said, your adversary came in when you were unaware and sowed bad seed with your seed. We need to pay attention to that. And all of our righteous deeds and all of our right cause of sowing, decreeing the word, speaking the word, living the word. There are also those times that Hasatan comes and sows his seed along with our own, evidently. And so we get mixed results. How often have we gotten mixed results of that which we endeavored to accomplish and blamed Yah for those results? Or we blamed humans for those results. I would have had a better increase. I would have had a more fruitful endeavor if you folks or you as an individual hadn't stepped in and done thus and such. Are we blaming or looking at the right individual for the cause of our bad fruit? Let's also understand that when Hasatan sows bad seed in your good ground, that's his fruit, not yours. You didn't sow that seed, he did. That's, I think, legal grounds for us to cry out, Father, he sowed bad seed in my good ground. He needs to come and get his own fruit. I don't want it. Maybe that's an angle for prayer. And then we have those that would read from the teachings of Yeshua. Well, let's see what he says in the book of Matthew, chapter number 5, verses 43 and 45, if I can get back to that book. You have heard that it was said, you shall love your neighbor and hate your enemy. But I say to you, love your enemies, blessing those cursing you. Do good to those hating you, and pray for those insulting and persecuting you, so that you become sons of your Father in the heavens, because he makes his sun rise on the wicked and on the good, and sends rain on the righteous and on the unrighteous. So there's going to be good and bad effect that is generally across the board for mankind. Rain and sun in its time, in its season, sometimes out of season. But you do what is right. Even to those who are doing you wrong, they are sowing bad causes. They will reap their own evil effects. Don't participate in them, with them, trading bad seed for bad seed. You're going to both end up with the same kind of fruit. Then he says in chapter 6, verse 33, you seek the reign of Elohim first and his righteousness, and all these will be added to you. The kingdom's priority has its own reward. And finally, chapter 7, he says, ask and it shall be given to you, seek and you shall find, knock and it shall be opened to you. Keep on doing what is right. Keep sowing the seed. Keep planting in good ground. It will produce a righteous harvest as Yah brings it to pass. That's what we have to trust Him for. We'll take this a little further tomorrow. Until then, shalom.